Hey guys, I'm going to try to get a picture in this video, and I'm going to show you what this guy by the name of Franz Anton Mesmer looks like. You'll know why in a second, and you'll understand what his significance is. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the video, and I love you guys, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, hey guys, so have you ever felt like you were mesmerized, right? Well, probably not. Not in the way it really is, at least. See, this guy I mentioned earlier, his name is Franz Anton Mesmer, literally came to France as a Viennese physician and a lawyer. Doesn't seem to have anything to do with mesmerism, right? Well, he comes there with this exotic idea of how to heal people, which later gets known as being mesmerized, or mesmerists are the people who actually do the healings. Because in France he starts it, and it's very controversial. A lot of people don't like it, and they don't believe in it, and they don't agree with it, but after he kind of gets the French court to let him try it out on them, basically, incidences get reported that actually show significant improvements in people's healths and their livelihoods. So his ideas get very, very popular, and especially in France and in America, because in America, George Washington is in the middle of the Revolutionary War, and one of the French guys, Marquis, I can never remember his name, Marquis, his name is Marquis de Lafayette. He is one of the people in the court of France, and he sends a letter to the Freemason. He's also a Freemason himself. Sends a letter to the Freemason, George Washington, telling him about how important this guy's discoveries are and what they could mean. They're very significant, and they have prophetic and, honestly, magical bounds to them. So then eventually the whole idea of mesmerism comes over to America through a guy by the name of Joseph du Commun. He's the first guy reportedly teaching this. He's a Frenchman himself, and he's at West Point Military Academy teaching this in a wide scale. He's just talking about it out in the open. So he starts teaching it, and as he does so, other people start picking up this idea, and that's how this mesmerists thing comes about, where they start actually forming a religion or a cult, or just a group, a group of gathered people in the same like-minded interest of teaching the same things of mesmerism. And so it goes away from Franz Anton Mesmer, but that's where his name is the significance. That's where it was coined from, was from his name, and that's how today we have that term of being mesmerized. And I never knew that before I read the book. The book's called Occult America. You could look it up if you wanted to, or you could just type in Franz Anton Mesmer, and I bet you would find a lot of interesting things on the guy. Now, I just want to talk about how significant it might be, because it's funny that his name coins one of the most popular phrases I've ever heard, was being mesmerized, right? And it goes into a lot of changes, but ultimately you can point it all the way back to him, which was like the coolest thing to find out. Now, there was another guy by the name of Andrew Jackson Davis. He takes Mesmer's theories and expounds on it. He basically becomes a prophet of this guy's way of doing this, of this trance-like state, of this hypnotism. So he goes into it a lot, and he does it a lot, and eventually someone who probably every American kid may know if they're watching this video is Edgar Allan Poe. He takes Andrew Jackson Davis, and while he's doing these trance-like states, Andrew Jackson says, or you could just call him Davis, he says that I'll have a witness. I don't care who watches while I do this, because he has two other guys helping him. Two other guys helping him with this trance-like state while he writes a book that you could probably find by Andrew Jackson Davis. He's also called Poughkeepsie, if you guys ever heard of that. I have. I thought that was a little weird. I didn't know where I heard it from, but I've heard of Poughkeepsie, and he got that name. So that term was coined by him. So he writes this book with the help of the two guys, and Edgar Allan Poe is one of the witnesses that sit there and watch him in this trance-like state. So his work, Edgar Allan Poe, is honestly influenced by Andrew Jackson Davis's trance-like states, which came from Franz Anton Mesmer's theories on being in this trance-like state that could heal you. And I just thought that was that was crazy, and like how coincidental it was and how far spread out it was for the timeline, because this was like a time from, let's see, this started in 1778 was when Franz Anton Mesmer came to France with his theories. And when we had Andrew Jackson Davis with Edgar Allan Poe, that was around 1843 was one of the, 1843 or even 1849, all the way up until there. So all the way up from 1778 to 1849, this span of things happening in a kind of correlation with each other. Now, I don't know what you guys think of that, but I thought that was pretty interesting, and I just wanted to share with you guys. If you have any questions or anything you want to know, please ask me in the comments below, and like and subscribe, do whatever you guys want, share. I love you guys. You guys are the best, and I will see you in the next one. Over and out.